Hello and welcome back to my channel. You're watching What Helen Reads and I'm Helen, and today I've just got a chatty video for you. So it is the end of October, which means I've been on BookTube for 9 months. So I thought it was the perfect time to just have a catch up, a bit of a chat, talk about my progress so far, and where I'm up to, and some plans for the end of the year and also into 2024 as well. So when I started out on my BookTube journey, I really didn't know how I'd get on, how long it would last, or where I'm up to, and the last 9 months has flown by. It kind of feels like I've been on BookTube a long time, but equally it feels like I'm still an absolute newbie when it comes to preparing, filming, editing videos. I've still got so much to learn, but I also feel really happy and comfortable with my progress so far. The last time I did an update was back in July, and quite a lot of what I shared then has not really changed now. So if you're interested, go back and watch that video. I do feel that I'm much more confident now. I find it easier to record videos. I make fewer mistakes, which means the editing is also easier and takes me less time. And I'm kind of very much into the flow and the groove of it now. And I definitely think the frequency of the videos that I've chosen to do, which is 3 every 2 weeks, is the right balance for me. I've said this before, I've got a very busy and sometimes stressful job. I travel occasionally for work, not all the time, but at a good frequency, where there are definitely weeks where I am not at home for 1 or 2 nights. And while I'm not massively busy in my personal social life, obviously since COVID things have started to pick up more and more, and I've got sort of more things that I need to do and more people that I need to see at the weekend and things like that. So I absolutely think that I've got the right balance of being able to spend time reading, so I can continue to read to bring you some great recommendations, but also balance that with fitting it in around other things without absolutely wearing myself out, so that I'm absolutely exhausted and I don't have any time for anything else. And the great news is that even though I do spend quite a lot of time doing things connected to my YouTube channel, whether that's like the admin side of things, uploading things to Instagram, making thumbnails, uploading stuff to YouTube and all of that sort of stuff in terms of editing and things, I absolutely enjoy it. So it doesn't feel like a chore. I look forward to doing it. I look forward to sitting down and going through the edits way more than I thought I would. And so, yeah, like I say, I'm really happy with how all of that is going, my confidence levels and things like that. Now, I think it's sort of like the half-year mark, I had quite ambitious goals and kind of where I wanted to go next, and I wanted to look at doing, like reels and, more stories on Instagram and things like that. But I think the reality is that I'm kind of at the capacity of what I can actually do and create and produce and get out into the world. And so I just think I don't need to give myself any added pressure. I just think that I can grow my skills organically over time. No one's putting any pressure on me to do anything other than myself, and so I kind of just want to be true to what I'm enjoying doing without forcing myself to do more, and then stressing myself out and getting into a situation where I'm no longer enjoying doing it. So that's kind of where I am in my head in terms of how I'm thinking everything is going. In terms of the actual stats, I am absolutely delighted with, again, the very slow but consistently upward trend of the stats on YouTube. So as I'm filming this today, when I looked, I've now posted 58 videos, and I can't absolutely believe that, because when you start and you're posting 1 or 2 videos, there's not much to go out, but 58 videos I've now edited, filmed and edited and loaded to YouTube, and I've got 485 subscribers. So if you are one of my subscribers, I want to say a massive thank you. It means so much to me that you've taken the time to not only watch my videos, but to subscribe to the channel, and I hope you'll stick around with me into the future as well. It absolutely means the world to me that you've chosen to support the channel. I had absolutely zero expectations when I first started. I didn't know what was going to happen or how well my videos would be received. And like I say, although it's very small numbers in the grand scheme of YouTube, I still think 485 people is a lot of people. If they were all in one room, that would be a pretty big room, pretty daunting to have to talk in front of that many people. So I think that's absolutely fantastic. I'm absolutely delighted. So thank you very much again. Beyond the subscriber count, I've had about 17.6 thousand views on my videos in total, and 1.8 thousand hours of watch time. So definitely going up. You can see when I was looking at the chart and everything, you can definitely see an upward trend, and now I have as many kind of new viewers as returning viewers, which is great. So that means people who have watched my videos before are coming back to watch more content, which is also really encouraging to see, and it's makes me very happy. And then in terms of the top videos, no surprises if you have seen some of my update videos before. The dark romance video that I created quite a few months ago now has been massively popular, and it's had nearly 7,000 views already, which is absolutely wild. I can't believe it. So that's the majority of my views has obviously come from that video. Then the next most popular is the age gap video that I did, followed by the stalker romance video that I did. So definitely people are still liking the more taboo sort of dark content that I'm producing in terms of the videos that I have uploaded so far. So definitely be keeping on with those. In terms of the times when people watch, so I always upload my videos at lunchtime from UK time, GMT, which basically means it's early morning in the US, and obviously later in the afternoon if you are further east. And the sort of like the hot spot, if you like, of when people are actually watching my videos is between the hours of 12 and 9 PM UK time. The hottest sort of time is about 6 o'clock at night, which would track because about 40% of all the people that watch my videos are based in the US of A. And for the majority of America, the 6 PM mark would be around lunchtime. And then in terms of the stats, like I say, about 40% are in the US of all the people watching. Then the next highest is India with 4%, and in the UK it's just 2.4%. So I just find that really interesting as well in terms of where the people are that watch, and so very much mindful of the audience and the times and everything that I'm going to be posting. And it may be that I change my post time to later on in the day, or I might play around with the times. I think I have said that before, and I haven't played around with the times yet, mainly because I'm a very structured, organised person, and it would disrupt my OCD massively to change the time and start going crazy. But I think I want to do that just to kind of experiment to see if it makes any difference at all. Probably doesn't, but be interesting just to see. So they're all the positives, they're all the things that are going well. So are there any things that are not going so well? Overall, no. Overall, I'm really happy with how things are going. I sometimes feel that I just don't have enough time to do as much as I would want to. I definitely would want to include more content on Instagram, try to interact with more people, take part in more sort of lives, and read-alongs and things like that. But I am just limited on time, and like I said before, I don't want to stress myself out by overcommitting to do certain things and not be able to deliver them, because that would just make this whole process much more challenging. One of the things I have felt though that I've sort of started to struggle with video ideas. So when I first started out, I had a whole list of video ideas, things that I wanted to talk about, and I had loads of books that I was like, oh, if I'm going to talk about like stalker romances, here's all the stalker romances I want to do, and it was easy to populate those lists because I had a massive backlog of books that I'd previously read that I'd never talked about before, so I was able to pick my absolute favourite ones from books that I'd read in the last few years. And after 58 videos, so remember I've done 58 videos now, that's a lot of videos, and pretty soon I was ticking off quite a lot of the video ideas I had. So looking at the stats, obviously it would be obvious to say, well, your dark romance video was really popular, make another one of those. The thing is, I've already shared my absolute favourites. Yes, I have read a lot of dark romance this year, but are any of them top tier that I need to talk about? Do I have enough to make a second video? And if I put in books that I am not absolutely passionate about, you know, I don't want to do that. I don't want to sell myself short and put in books that kind of fit a trope but I don't passionately believe in. And so it's becoming, like I say, more and more difficult to think of new video ideas where I've got enough books to talk about, and I've got lots of lists started of different types of heroes, you know, things like villains in books. So one of the ones that I really want to do is villains who have redeemed themselves. So if I'm reading a series, sometimes you get like kind of the villain of the series, and ultimately that person ends up getting their own book and they kind of redeem themselves. So I kind of like those redemption arc stories. So starting to put together a list of redeemable villains basically that I want to talk about. Scarred heroes, so heroes with actual physical scars, rather than one that I've recorded this week which is about tortured heroes. So that's more kind of like they are scarred in a way, but it's kind of invisible scars, isn't it? It's kind of internal emotional scars rather than actual physical scars. I also want to do a book on caretaking, so books with caretaking in them, heroes that touch and unalive you kind of heroes, and so I've got, you know, several books in those categories that I want to recommend and talk about. I just don't feel I have enough to fill a video. So as I'm reading more, as I'm adding to my list, I will start to do more. But like I say, yeah, I think coming up with new content is more difficult. Also, I started the Mafia Romance Monday kind of series, if you like, this year, where I did one video per month specifically focused on mafia romances, because they are my favourite. I do tend to read quite a lot of them, and I've tried to sort of theme them, you know, by series, like bingeable series, my favourite books, my favourite heroes, my favourite heroines, and then by types of mafia: Irish, Irish, Italian, Russian, etc. But after sort of doing 12 of those videos now, again, I'm coming to the end of my ideas about how can I carve up the mafia world so that I can keep talking about mafia romances, but pulling out different types of mafia romances or different themes. So I'm just continuing to think how to progress that, or if I actually pull back a bit and don't do one monthly, but end up doing one every other month or quarterly or something like that. So really starting to think now about my content for 2024, because I always want to have a balance of, you know, evergreen content for tropes. So if you're really want to see a tortured hero, for example, then you can go to my video and get some recommendations, versus kind of videos that have kind of got a more short lifespan because it's TBR videos, or, you know, what's on my Kindle, or monthly wrap-ups and things like that, which I think, like, I kind of got a short lifespan. No one's going to go back in 2 years' time to see what I was reading in June 2023. So it's just having a balance of, like I say, yeah, new things. So I'm talking about new things, staying current, but also having stuff that people can look back on and you know, watch my videos in years to come as well. So I think overall I am going to continue into next year with the same reading goal, which is 15 books a month, because that has absolutely been manageable. 3 videos a fortnight, so one every Monday and one every other Thursday. I think I'm going to pretty much keep to that schedule as well, because I think it's the right number of videos. One, so that I've got enough time to produce them. I think moving to 2 per week would be just too much of a stretch. And also, like I said, finding 2 topics to talk about every single week is also more difficult. So I think the 3 a fortnight is a good balance to mean that I've got enough time to produce them, but also have enough ideas continuing to flow the way I can keep, you know, creating good content for each of those videos that I need to as well. But what I have been thinking of doing is adding some new types of content. So the first thing is I might do some more video vlogs, blog style videos. I'm thinking about doing more speed review style reviews. When I do my end of month wrap-ups, they are very long videos because I go into detail about every single book, but I thought I might do a shortened version of that video with just speed reviews. I'm looking at changing how I star rate. At the minute I stick rigidly to 3, 4 and 5 stars. I don't go into half stars, but I think I need to in order to broaden out my star range, so I can give more, you know, a broader range between the books that I read rather than just making the majority of them 4-star reads, so a little bit more, so I can separate the books a little bit more in terms of how much I enjoyed them. And I also plan to create a few more TBR videos in a more structured way. So I'm very much a mood reader. I tend to just go where my mood takes me. I have a few books in mind that I kind of want to get to, but if when it comes to it, I just don't fancy reading it, I don't force myself to, I just pick up what I fancy instead. But what I do want to do next year is actually to have a bit more planned content. So I'm thinking of doing some things where I pull out a trope card from a jar or something like that, and have to pick a book based on that trope. I've got a massive TBR list as well, so I'm thinking about forcing myself to at least read one of them from my TBR, and maybe like pick something out of a hat again in order to pick that. And also I want to do at least one book a month that has been recommended to me by one of you, so somebody who's watched my videos and recommended a book to me. Now, if you would like to recommend a book to me so that I can start plotting that out for 2024, then I do have a book recommendations form, and I'll leave the link to that below, so you can recommend a book to me. But if you have any recommendations, put those in the comments. Over the last 9 months, people have left comments for me and suggested books for me. I always try to respond to those comments and usually say thanks very much for the recommendation, I'll take a look into it, add it to my TBR. I absolutely have been doing that. I've been adding them to my form so that I know who's recommended it to me and what they've recommended, and so I will start next year then to read some of those that have been recommended and also give reviews on those as well. So there's sort of some of my plans for 2024 in terms of what I want to do. But for the remainder of 2023, I have pretty much planned out my content really for the next sort of month. So when you see this video, it'll be the end of October. In fact, it'll go up on the 1st of November, I believe. And then so the following week I will have my October reading wrap up. Then after that we'll have the Mafia Romance Monday video, and I'm planning to do sort of the rest of the world. So basically other mafia groups that aren't one of the big three, as I like to call them, which is Italian, Irish and Russian. There'll be some others, so we'll be exploring Yakuza, some cartel, Greek, Turkish mafia, that sort of thing. So I'll be picking out some of my favourites from that. I'm going to be doing some Christmas gift ideas as well, so Christmas gift ideas for book lovers, and I've already started to buy a few things so that I can basically share my experience with you of buying from people's shops on Etsy, how quickly it came, what the quality is like and that sort of thing, if you're interested in that. So obviously, hopefully you're all book lovers, so these might be gifts that you want to buy yourself, or you might know a friend who's also a book lover and you might want to give them a gift, or you might want to share it with a friend or a family member, and to give them inspiration of what they should be buying you. But if you've got any bookish gift ideas, let me know in the comments down below and I'll check them out and try and incorporate those into that Christmas gift guide idea as well. And then I will definitely be doing some seasonal recs. So I've got some Christmas romance favourites that I want to share with you, and I've also got some on my TBR that I'll be reading in the next couple of weeks. Hopefully get a few more favourites out of that, and then I can bring you a seasonal reads video. Then of course, as we head into December, we'll be doing the final wrap-ups of the year, and I'll be going through all of my favourite reads of the year, both just final favourite reads of the year from all the books I've read, new releases in 2023, and I was also going to do my favourite mafia romances of 2023 as well. So lots of things that I'm going to be wrapping up at the end of the year and hopefully taking me through into January. But we'll start fresh with hopefully some great things to come in 2024. So thank you very much for watching. This is, like I say, wasn't particularly a book recommendation video. This is just a bit of a catch up, catching you up to where I am, how I'm getting on, my thoughts for the future, and also thoughts for 2024. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content from me, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content My hair's going to be all different now, isn't it? Because it was in my shoulder, now it's not. Right, so, but I just am limited, but it could be, no, that's wrong. Very slow, but consistently, the very, so I thought it was a bit of a, so I thought, no, comment down below if you want to see more content from me. What else did I want them to, so recommend me a book, give me some video ideas. This is what I'm doing. Can't remember.